slid in the DMs of my celebrity crush, and it started an 8-year situationship. Here's how it happened. I loved the show he was on, and as one does, I looked him up on Instagram, and I was like, oh, he has depth. He's not just a stupid actor. So I followed him. He posted that he was in Chicago. I was living in Chicago at the time, so I left a comment saying, what are you doing in Chicago, sir? And then I got a follower request.
This girl that she been smoking cigarettes since 16, and she thinks she go bag her a celebrity in her DMs. It's getting rough out here, gang. These girls got some standards, boy.
DM saying, you know, I'm from here, ma'am. And so we start this entire conversation. I am going out for drinks with him and his friends, and he says, how soon can you be in LA? And I'm like, I don't know, 2 weeks. And I had logistics. I had a baby at the time, whatever. I was like, if I end up on my deathbed, I will never regret just taking off to LA to have this few day romp with this actor that I followed because I slid in his DMs. So that's basically what happened. We had a 3-day, Lord help me for saying this publicly, romp. It was fantastic. He was newly separated at the time though, so we had to be—
Why are you saying that? Like, include the part where he smacked your cheeks open. Then why don't you include that real quick? Yeah, I came over to spend that. No guy's flying you out to LA and he didn't crack buns. Cause I'm the type of nigga send a bitch right back. Quick. Yo, what? And I will send her back the same way she came. She'll be in frontier with all the Indians in the back, like cattle. She'll be shaking next to all the Indians, having a smell. All in the back, the plane shaking. You think you come in here for, man, shit. That's how you pay me back.
Careful because his divorce had not been announced. That being said, I go home to Chicago. I end up in LA a month later. I was visiting him at a hotel where he was staying, and I walk in and he's in the lobby and he had run into Ellen fucking Pompeo. He was with Ellen Pompeo, and I'm like, fuck, I can't blow
Who's Ellen Pompeo?
This man's spot because people don't know that he and his wife are separated. So I like run into the bathroom and hide until he's done, and I'm like, I can't blow up his spot in front of Ellen Pompeo. That being said, you know, we do our thing. I end up in LA the month after. We do our thing, and it becomes this thing. And then we were both in New York at the same time, so, you know, and then a month later, I had a job offer with Jessica Biel in LA, so I ended up moving to LA. So this now starts this pretty, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Steady, I guess, thing with us over the next almost year. And I was like, okay.
Oh, no cursing. I would have sent this bitch back on a Spirit flight back home straight channel. I told you that. I said I would have sent her back straight frontier.
We're gonna probably like date, you know, officially, but he just has to get over the divorce thing. They were together for a while. And then the next summer, actually, he calls me and he's like, we've never talked about this, but I started dating someone. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, completely blindsided and lose my shit and kidnap my best friend and go to Malibu for a weekend and get wild because I just was like, what the fuck? He will kill me if he knows I said this, but he did cheat on his girlfriend with me once or twice, and I'm not proud of that. But then they end up—
Why the fuck would you say that? Can't trust these girls when they're heartbroken, gang. They go with their feelings. You could demolish a nigga relationship just like that.
Breaking up, and then he and I continue what we were doing for years. At some point, you know, we did say we're better off as friends, and then we'd have the occasional thing, but he is, to this day, one of my closest friends, confidant. When I went to trial and sentencing for the person who abused me in high school, it was just a few years ago, he's the first person I called. He knows everything about me. He's fantastic, but what a crazy story. So I didn't meet him on Raya, but I met him on Instagram because I slid in his DMs. So I guess this is your sign of like, shoot your shot, man. Like, you never know.
You are a girl. It's easy to do that. You think a nigga care, man? You trying to say that for a guy? We going to a girl DM. She got 10K. She got her shit on. Niggas can't reply unless you got a verified symbol. Let me tell you something. How you end up in an 8-year situationship and you think this nigga took you seriously? You was in a Sunny 7. What's good? You was in a... How you end up in an 8-year situationship? Who ends up in that? 8 years? And what you thought? If by year 6 he wasn't even talking about no ring or nothing, you should already know shit was lit with them big ass fucking TV plasma glasses on your face. You belong somewhere in the Whole Foods aisle 8 section buying rotisserie chicken. I would not put a ring on this either, my nigga. Too bougie, too outside, got a ring on your finger, but I know it don't come from no man. I'm gonna be honest with you. 8-year situationship is insane to me. You should have known better. I would have been set up my life. By year 3, my life would have been set up already. I would have been finessing him. You told me all you did was get cheeks clapped, some free flights, and a friend? Come on, man.